Hi, everybody. Namaskaram. Konnichiwa. Bonjour. Mabuhay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching. Since it's a global business, I have to wish in for all the time zones there. Anyways, hope you all have a very blessed day today. And I thank God for this opportunity that He has given me to do this friendly chat. And this is my business page. I'm Dr. Shirley. I'm a dentist working in the UAE, and I'm also a digital business entrepreneur. So let me start by saying that as we grow older, we should discipline ourselves to broaden our minds, to be able to be active, to be able to learn new things. And today I'm excited because I've got exactly somebody like that with me to have this friendly business chat. She is very active and lots more to say about her, but I think I will let her introduce. She's Miss Deborah. Miss Deborah, please do introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Deborah McClanagan, and first and foremost, I'm a child of God. I'm a mother of 6, a grandmother of 19, and a great grandmother of 6. And I'm a
That's
successful
awesome.
online business owner. Yes.
That is lovely. So I was telling my mother that she should definitely see this, because actually so many people are wanting to do so many things, but they don't know what to do, they don't know how to start and where to start. Now in this age, like, I'm extra excited today because usually in all my chats I say the people from 18 to 80 can be a part of this business, and everybody who comes on my chat does not match that. And today I have somebody of hitting that highest limit. Deborah, Deborah, I'm so happy that you accepted my invitation once again. Really happy to have you with me. And today we'll have a small chat about this online business that we are doing. So many have doubts, they are skeptical, they don't know exactly what we are doing. Anyways, hope you will be an inspiration to many, and you are truly inspiration to me, and I will definitely look up to you. And a few questions I have for you. So before you came into this business, were you working, or
Um,
at one point you just got into this?
Actually, in 2015, I lost my position of many years. They eliminated my position. They laid 1,200 of us off in the company I worked for, like throughout Canada. And it was all us top paid people that they let go, which I'm an accountant by trade. So being an accountant by trade, like I understood it was a smart move on the company's part, getting rid of all us high paid people. And then 6 months later, they opened up positions for doing what we were doing, call it a different name, and paying the people the amount of money they had been deducting from us for income taxes. So it was a smart move on the company part. But I was 60 years old, and I thought, wow, I can get a work because I've done this, for many years, and I know that I'll get work. I was very confident, and they gave me a wonderful severance package. I mean, a wonderful severance package. And I thought, well, I can take some time and, go on vacation, pay off a few bills, and I can still survive for, almost 2 years on my severance package. And it got on to 2016, and I was applying for jobs. And I had to come to the realization that in that downturn of the economy, in that time frame, they did not want to hire anybody over the age of 60. They were looking for fresh people right out of university that they could train and have for 30 to 40 years. So I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? Because, not all companies pay pensions. And when you're terminated, even though it was considered like a position was eliminated, it was still you're terminated, and
Yeah.
pension doesn't come with you. So not all the pension is. So, anyways, I would not been able to support myself on the little bit of pension that I had. So I thought, I don't want to be a burden to my children. What am I going to do? Like, I know all kinds of people that work online, and I don't even really know, Dr. Shirley, if I was looking for an online business as much as I was looking for a way to earn income. So anyways, I looked at all these different things and it was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that people put things like that out there, right? And then one day, this kept going across my page, across my social media page. And I really didn't know a lot about social media at that time because I didn't even know how to put a picture on Facebook. So, but I'm searching all these places and this ad keeps popping up. And finally, I clicked on it. And I watched that 90-minute information session, same as you did, same as everybody else does. And it was
The
like,
day which changed your life.
my goodness, I know this will work. I don't know how I'm going to do it because I have no idea about social media. I've never learned that. I didn't know how to type. I didn't know how to do all kinds of database programs. Anything that there was to do with accounting, I could do on a computer. Anything to do with social media, I didn't have a clue. I had no idea. But I knew this would work because I could see it. And being an accountant, I completed over the last 40 years, the last 40 some years, doing income taxes for small businesses, large businesses, multi-million-dollar companies, like the individual, like all kinds. And I've seen these little businesses come and go, come and go, come and go, because most of them were get-rich-quick schemes. This one was not. And they're very, very plainly told us this is not a get-rich-quick. You will receive, information slip at the end of the year. It is your responsibility to pay your taxes in your own country. And most of those little small businesses never supplied a information slip on how much money they earn. So in Canada, we get a T4A. Anyways, I knew that was legit. They also, after I called, they told me that you can will this business.
That is something which is amazing.
You can will this business. So mine is in my will now, and it goes.
Oh, really?
It goes to one of my daughters. And if God forbid, if anything should happen to me, but it's not, because I'm going to live to be 120, still driving my car and very healthy. But anyways, my daughter can step into this business, sit back and survive off the money I have built coming in now. Or she can step into my shoes and build it bigger and better than I ever did, right?
Lovely, lovely.
The blessing of this business. So when you see things like that about businesses, they're legit. Scams aren't going to put things like that out there because they can't prove it, right? We have the legal aspects throughout our business that, tells us all this. And it's not get rich quick. You have to build your business. Right? It takes time. And I compare it a lot to a franchise because people pay millions of dollars for franchises. Then they have to, pay for their computer systems. They have to, get their funnel information. They have to pay dozens of dollars on top of that for everything. Well, this company supplies the training, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
It
everything.
supplies the system we use. It supplies everything. We just have to learn them and tie into them, and they teach us exactly what to do. So, if you can watch a video and read, you can do this business, because my accounting background had no bearing on how I built this business. It had nothing to do with whether I could do it or I couldn't do it. We all learn at the same level. Some of us are faster than others. I was a little bit slower, but I wanted to make sure that I had it done correctly. So I was probably a little slower than most, but you know what? It paid off. And I'm living comfortably in a country that I've always wanted to live in. I'm living in Mexico, beautiful, sunny Mexico. And, I stay very active. I have a wonderful church family here, lots of friends, and, I'm go all the time. I do my online business. And I would never have met you. You're in the U of A.
I know. So true.
I'm from Canada, but I mean, we never would have met. And this is one of the blessings of this business. every day I talk to somebody in a different country. And my goodness, and to see their different ways of life, and I absolutely love it. And I love the socialization with the people. For people my age and live alone, like I'm by myself, it can get pretty boring if you've got nothing to do. Well, you know
Yes,
what?
right.
And I've seen people join our business say, I really don't need the money, but I've watched you on your go lives and different things on your page, and man, you're having fun in your life. And I said, I really am. I have a choice. I can make a choice. I can be as busy or as non-active as I want to be, right? But this business has given me the confidence. I learned to live by faith, not fear, from this business, because I was afraid of everything when I first started, right? I was afraid to
Yeah.
put my picture out there. I was afraid that somebody's going to look at me through that little green dot on top of the computer. I had so much fear. And then when I get rid of it, it's like, oh my goodness. I'm 66 years old now, and I feel like I'm
Praise
30,
God, praise God.
right?
So I know you're super busy because to get you on my go live itself, I was lucky enough, and I'm so happy and thankful to God that you're keeping yourself busy. And thank you so much for touching that point about the putting it in the will, because I've never actually mentioned, and few have actually asked me. And another point which you had said, like after a particular age, they don't enroll you for jobs. Recently, my friend also was talking to me about that. She's just come over and she was trying for a job, and because of her age, they were denying her,
Exactly.
and it was so depressing. And this is such an amazing business. You can work till the end. And
That's
and
right.
as they say, yeah, wherever and whenever you can keep on doing it. Like you said, when you're busy, when you're not busy, when even when you're with your children, great grandchildren, you can always work. And it's amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
yeah. So
it's my choice of how many hours
yes,
I want to work,
that
right?
that is
It's
it.
my
Your
choice.
choice.
Yes,
You can schedule your own time and all. Amazing,
exactly.
amazing. Thank you, Deborah. Then I guess you have covered all my points, which I
So
wanted to ask you. Thank you, Deborah. Anyway, if you can just touch a few points which you think is a bit different from all the, and more important than the usual online businesses which we see online. Anything which is really different that you have seen and it has inspired you in our online business?
this business, like I said before, it's so legit. It has integrity. We don't allow negativity. And
Yeah.
anybody can do this business. Like, you can't even compare us to anything else that's out there, because I've seen people come and go from all kinds of different, online businesses, and they're, people being skeptical. I understand, because there's so much out there that's not legit. Like, you have to be careful. Now, someone said to me, well, I've heard someone say negative things. I said, well, you know what? Anybody that does something good in life is going to have something negative about them. Walmart has more negative comments than any other store in the world, and it's worldwide, and it's thriving. McDonald's restaurant is in every country of the world. There is more negative comments about McDonald's restaurant, but it's a legit business, the same as
Yes.
Walmart. Sears, anything that is good. People complain about their computers. Some people are just complainers, right?
Yeah.
And you
Nothing
can't
can be done.
have anything nice in your life. And I pray for those people every day, because they need to have good in their life, whether they do an online business or not. And you know what? I tell everybody I know about my online business. And if they choose not to do it, I love them anyways. It doesn't matter, right? Because we have an opportunity to help people make a change in their life. This business has helped me so much. I mean, it's helped me health wise, it's helped me financially, it's helped me in every way of my life you can imagine. Like, it's just like, when you're stress free, you don't worry. Worry causes illness. Worry is sin.
Exactly.
And it causes illness. And when 90% of the people worry because they have no money, right?
Very true. Very true.
And they've got
They're
nothing to
depressed.
look forward to make a change in their life, to make it happen. Well, we have that vehicle. Is it going to happen quickly? No. Can it happen quickly? Yeah. It does for some people, but you have to learn how to do it first. And, and that it's another thing that I'm real adamant about. If you bought a brand new car, I'm just using this for example, brand new cars are expensive, a lot more expensive. But anyways, if you bought a brand new car and set it in your driveway, but you never took the time to learn how to drive it, what's the point of it? Right? So if you come into this business and become an online business owner, but you never learn how to run your business or work it properly, what's the point?
Yes.
It's nobody's.
It depends on how much you give.
That's right. Because I bought a new car and it's sitting out my yard and I never learned how to drive it. That's not your fault, or it's not my next door neighbor's fault, right? Or it's not the
Zero
person
value.
who go buy a new car. That was my decision. And if I don't learn how to drive it, well, that's all on me, right?
Yeah, your problem. So, it's like a boomerang, I guess. The more you give it, the more comes back to you. Depends on the time that you give, right? The more time you give, the more results you get out of this business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we are a giving business. Like, just this week in our business, we have a compassion project within the business owners of the business. And November 28th is Worldwide Compassion Day. And we made it, you've probably heard it on the mastermind. Yeah. We made, a pact that if everybody takes some food, either to a food bank or even to a neighbor, if you know there's a family that's struggling and you have just that one extra can of food, take it to them. Yeah. If everybody in the world just shared one can of food, what a difference it would make to people in need, right?
It's a blessing for them.
It's a blessing. That's what kind of business we're in. We're in a people helping people business. And sometimes, yes, we go over and above what the business is all about, but that's what makes it exciting.
Exciting. Yeah. I know I've heard of so many people helping those in Iran, those in Ukraine. A lot of charities been going on. People are even there's actually a priest also a pastor who is in this from Fiji, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been doing amazing. And I was watching his chat also. Yes. He is doing amazing. He's able to do more charity now because he's getting more out of this business, and he's so happy that it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
It is a blessing. And, people need to look at their next door neighbors. They need to look at the people in their own community. Like, here in Mexico, Mexico actually is a very wealthy country. You're either wealthy or you're poor. There's no in between, right? But Mexico's a very wealthy country, despite what people think about it. But there's families that struggle, that they really struggle. And, you can recognize those families. And you know what? If you're just driving by and you have an extra bag of, some staples like rice and beans and things like that, and you hand, they're the most grateful people in the world.
That's
Yeah. And I love doing things like that. I don't do it for recognition.
Absolutely.
I don't even need to know my name. I just like helping when I see a need.
That is satisfaction and happiness that you get.
Right?
That's true satisfaction and happiness. Yeah. Since you've been in this business for 5 years,
It'll be 6 years in February.
6 years. Okay, so I'm sure you must have come across people with negative thoughts who's trying to pull you down. So how do you deal with those patients?
All kinds.
All kinds.
But they're the people that come into the business, never look at their training, and figure that, because one woman said to me, well, you told me I need to live by faith, not fear. And I said, yes, I didn't say you need to live like a witch and have a magic wand, to make things happen, you still have to do your work, right?
You have to do your work, your part.
That's right. If you get a job and you didn't go to work tomorrow because you just didn't feel like it, they're not going to pay you. And if you don't go the next day or the next day, well, guess what? They're not going to keep you around. You're not going to have a job. So why would you expect a business to work if you don't learn how to work it?
Yeah.
And like our training is video based. Watch a video, read the little captions. Watch a video, read the little captions. Do exactly what it tells you to do. It can't get any easier than that. And like you are a doctor, if you had went to university and you took your first manual and you studied it, I don't want to do my second one. I'll just wait till next. You wouldn't be much of a doctor if you didn't do your training in the order that it was laid out to do it, right?
So this training is amazing. Step by step, you will not believe it. Because many people don't believe that I do all these things, that I set up my sales funnel and all, because unimaginable. But that is the beauty of this training. And the support that we get is also awesome. You are a coach. You yourself know how many people you mentor. So many people might be calling you. You are conducting Zooms. So people are always there to help us around.
Exactly. And you know what?
They never leave us.
Mm-hmm. And one of the great things about this business too, Dr. Shirley, everybody is willing to help everybody, whether they're financially tied together or not, because it doesn't help anybody if somebody in this business fails. But there's only two ways to fail. One is to not do anything, and the second way is to quit. That's the only two ways to fail in this business. And you know what? I failed and I come back, and I failed and I come back. I failed and I come back, and I'm very successful now, right? But you know what? Anybody that is successful, it doesn't happen overnight. And anytime I do something and it doesn't work, it's there's something better around the corner coming, right? That's the way I look at it. I don't get negative. I get excited because, yes, that didn't work for me. So I know something better is coming my way, right?
That is what we should always look at.
Exactly.
Because usually when somebody falls down, they are totally depressed. No, something is better always, as you said. Thank you for that. For all those who are listening, and for all those who are watching us live from my page and also from Deborah's page. Thank you for being with us. And before we part, I guess, Deborah, any final advice you would like to give our viewers, all those who are still skeptical and trying to negotiate on whether to start or not, and whether this is good for stay-at-home moms or only for working people, or any advice that you can give, a final advice?
Business is for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're 18 years old or you're 85 years old. This business is for everybody, because everybody that starts this business has a different why, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
People can't forget their why. The younger generation's why is their children. They want to be home with their children. I would have loved to have had that opportunity, but there was no maternity leave or anything. I had 6 children. I had to work. One income didn't do it. You had to have 2 incomes, and I had to work all the time. And you know what? I missed out on my children growing up. I missed out on all those little special events. And to see the young people in here today coming into this business with small children and becoming successful, it melts my heart, because they can be home with their children. People that are middle-aged, people that are struggling, you need to make a change in your life. And the thing of it is, you can't make a change doing the exact same thing you're doing now, because you can't do the same thing and expect different results. And I'm a perfect example of that. Like, trying to do the same thing over and over, not knowing what I was doing, because, I had to learn all social media and, doing the same thing, and it wasn't working, doing it again. It wasn't working, doing it again. And and it was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing the same thing and expecting different results. That doesn't happen. So with everybody in their daily life, if you're struggling of any type, please do yourself due diligence. It doesn't cost anything. Register on Dr. Shirley's webpage there beside her name. Register on there with your name and your email address and watch that 90-minute information session. If it's something you want to pursue, you'll be prompted after that's over. If that's something, if it's more you want to pursue. But that 90 minutes is going to give you enough information to know whether it's for you or not. Don't let it pass you by. I had a lady that just joined, in October. She had come into the business. She decided she wanted to do the business back in 2000 and early 17, and then never did anything, never became a business owner. And now
Really?
she said, why didn't I do that 6 years ago? Well, we can't look back. We can only
We hear that often.
we can't change what we said 5 minutes ago. That's why we need to watch our words, because you can't take them back. Once they're said, they're said. So, you know what? Once life has happened, it's happened. Now we just move forward. We don't look back. We don't talk about what was bad. We don't talk about the past. We talk about what's good and how thankful we are of what's coming to be, right? That's all we have to do. And anybody, it doesn't matter the age. If you're getting ready to put your children in university, it's expensive. I know. I had to put kids in university, right? And it's expensive. So what do you have? Like when, I raised my children all those years, never did anything. Everything went to them, kept them in sports, kept them in school, they had to have this, they had to have that. And then, get them into college, into university, and,
Never ending.
it never ending. And then when I got laid off my job, I thought, oh my gosh, my dreams are gone. Like, what am I going to do? This is not what I'm supposed to do at my age. I'm supposed to be enjoying my life, right? I'm supposed to be doing the things I couldn't do when I was raising a family. So, you know what? Because of this business, I give all the glory to God, though, because I honestly believe that God brought me to this business. And, I'm not a burden on my children now. I'm supporting myself. I'm doing very well. And
that's amazing.
Right. And, I give all the thanks to God. But if I had never tried to make this business work for me, I could be sitting back, letting my children support me, sitting in a chair and waiting to die. Right. But that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
So no matter what your age is, do it. If you're low, like I say, I have a lady in my group that she started the business and she said, I really don't need the money. But she said, I have nothing to do all day long. I do nothing. And she said, my mind just goes crazy and they come and get me once a week and take me to church and that's it. And I said, get on here, join every chat group, join every Zoom group. You can be on here talking to people every day, right?
Yes. So that is actually amazing to keep yourself busy at this age. I mean,
Yes.
whichever age it is, even you can be actually alone even when you're 30 or 40 or whatever.
That's right.
As I said in the beginning, keep your minds engaged, keep learning,
Yep.
keep looking out for new things, and you are a lovely example. I'm so happy and that I could show you off on my chat. And maybe when we meet next time in UAE, when you come down, I'll definitely take you around and show you to my followers here as well.
Oh, I'd love to come. I've got all these countries on my bucket list to go to, right?
Oh, so we'll definitely meet.
Definitely.
Yes.
Someday I'll be there.
Oh, yes. And thank you all so much for watching. And I think Lena, Masa, and Chandramohan and many others have watched. Thank you all so much. And whoever will be watching later on. And Deborah, thank you once again for coming. Just a lovely time with you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Okay.
God bless.
Okay. Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.